Hi, I'm Dave Albans. Happy Ascension Day. I wonder if you've had the similar experience to us once. We had a lovely holiday, Kathleen and I, in Norway. And on the day of our departure, it was a long journey home. We left our hotel about 9 o'clock in the morning. We had about 3.5 hours driving a coach to the airport. Obviously, we got booked in, got our baggage sorted out, waited for our flight, got the flight to Stansted, landed there, again collected our luggage, found our car in the car park, it was still there, and drove home. And it was about a 10 or 11 hour journey all through. And it went very smoothly, but it was tiring. And I don't know if you've had this experience where you drive along the A46 into Lincoln, it's dusk or getting dark. And I had that moment as we drove over one of the inclines on the A46 where the cathedral lit up against the dark sky came into view, and it just felt like, I'm home. And there's something about that when you see the cathedral and you live in Lincoln that you feel, I'm home. Well, to some extent, that's the story of the Ascension. Jesus went home. Jesus went home. He had this journey, this time on earth, but he returned to heaven from whence he came and returned to his Father there. And we read about that mostly in Acts, although it's referred to in Luke and Mark too. And in Acts we read that he blessed the disciples, he met with them after his resurrection, he blessed them, he gave them instructions about sharing and being his witnesses, and he told them about sending the Holy Spirit. And in Acts chapter 1 we read this: after he said this, he was taken up before their very eyes, and a cloud hid him from their sight. And then a couple of angels appear, and they say, this same Jesus who has been taken from you into heaven will come back in the same way you have seen him go into heaven. So Jesus returns home to his Father. And he doesn't just return there and put his feet up, he gets in the throne room and put his feet up, but he does some things. And the Bible tells us that he intercedes for us. Now, one of the dictionary definitions of intercession is this: to use one's influence to persuade someone in authority to forgive another person or save from punishment. Jesus is sat alongside his Father and he intercedes for us. He also went to heaven to send the Holy Spirit. In John we read, he's talking to the disciples and he says, it's good that I go away. Unless I go, the Holy Spirit will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. And of course he goes to heaven and he sends the Holy Spirit upon his disciples and to his future followers, to be with them, all the followers, all of the time, and in all places and situations. That wouldn't have happened if Jesus had not returned home. And he also promises that he goes to heaven. He goes to this place, and he pictures it like a mansion, and he says, I go and prepare a place for you, my followers. You see, heaven is our home too. Earth and this life here is really a temporary residence. Heaven is where we will be home for good. And it's funny that Jesus in this dialogue with the disciples, he says, you know the way to the place where I am going. You know the way to the place where I am going. See, Jesus has gone home, and we, his followers, will join him there. So as we think about our journey of life, and for some of us it's been smooth, some of us it's been difficult, and for most of us it's somewhere in between. As we think about that journey, we can remember that one day we will be home. So as a reflection, as a response to that, I wonder if you want to express some of your thankfulness to God. So it's quite bright at the moment, and so I wonder if as you look at some clouds today, if you look at the clouds and think and remember the story of Jesus ascending, that you can give him thanks for preparing a place for you and me, and that there is a home in heaven where, as the Bible puts it, there will be no more pain, there will be no more crying or mourning, and there will be no more death. What a glorious place that will be. Have a great day.